What's going on, guys, and welcome to Formula 7 Racing. We are live here in Jeddah for the final time this evening. 19 drive. Well, there should be 20 once Dave takes a seat, but yes, good to be here. And good to get the day done and dusted here in Jeddah. Power is the first driver out on track. Kalen in the Williams on his debut as well. I know he's been eager to race, so I'm sure he will be happy about getting in. And then you've got Pulse Luxury, who did well last week. Thomas Varkish, who's moved to Red Bull. But yeah, a lot going on. So yes, we will jump on board with the front runner that is Power. He's good around street circuits. We've seen it in Baku last season where he ended up winning the race. I'm going to move this a little bit. I don't like the way it looks there. So let me just... which one is it? It's the polo, isn't it? Let's move this out of the way. I want it to fit the screen a little bit better. So if we just zoom that in, would it be like that? And then... is that better? Just a little bit like that. Yes. I think that's better. So, riding on board with Power. Priz is out. Priz is out straight away. The German driver, not messing around. What's going on, Pele? I was just moving the overlays, that was all, to make them a little bit smaller, like the halo and stuff. This bit, just so it fits a little bit better on the halo and you can see more of the race. So, Power, we are riding on board. Let's see what he can do. The Haas driver, the reserve here tonight. And we'll see who's got the fastest sectors in the bottom left. Power goes fastest sector 2, but he is leading the way at the moment. Thomas Varkish goes fastest sector 1. Power out of the final corner at turn 27, down towards the checkered flag we go. And he is going to put it fastest here in the sprint, a 1:27.4. It's not the fastest we've seen today, so that is interesting. XD Storms is on a lap. Deadly, then you've got the Ferrari, Reese Dyes on an outlap. You've got a couple of drivers coming down the road now, one of them being Gale. And look at that, another 1:27.4, extremely close between them. Then you've got the McLaren starting his outlap and the other Haas driver. We've got a lot of drivers now coming to the line, and they're either starting or just ending. Abaddon Levan, who is also his debut race, the Frenchman. NXR Levan in the Racing Bull goes a 1:27.4, so it's extremely close here. Jess Ball there just showing that she's online. One Hub Racing will be live at the moment as well, so I hope they're doing well over there. Big shout out to them. So Gale, Abaddon 4, Fanfinish in the Mercedes, a 1:27.3, and Thomas Varkish, a 1:26.9. So a great lap from Thomas Varkish. Kalen in the Williams, a 1:28.7. But he isn't a tier 1 driver, so just bear that in mind. Reese Dyes on a lap, the championship leader. Deadly, Ivan, the Croatian, another 1:26.9. The two Red Bulls look very quick, but through comes Epic OJ in the Sauber, and then his teammate of cars. These two are championship contenders. Bear that in mind, because we do have a missing Red Bull today. However, NXR Levan is stepping in for B. Wright, who is away in Paris. He will be back next week. Deadly in the Aston Martin. Jinkto in the McLaren. Just coming through sector 2, he's got a little bit of traffic in front of him. He's not moving out of the way. They've not seen him. That is a Racing Bull. Oh, there was a little bit of dirt here. And I think Levan just did not see him, unfortunately. And that was Deadly that come through into P8. He did see him at the last minute, but was it already too late? Casper in the Mercedes starting his lap, and Hackmore in the McLaren. It's great to see Hackmore back on track in the Sunday tiers as well. So, really enjoyable. So fastest lap at the moment is Reese Dye. And we've got no eliminated drivers because we are short qualifying. Just need to bring up the stream, bear with me. Seconds, guys. So we are just on board with the McLaren driver. He's just coming through turn 24 at the minute. I wonder if Hackmore's managed to get any practice in. So out of turn 27, down towards the line for the Papaya. Where's he going to put it? Into the pit lane goes the McLaren. So it's all on Casper. He's invalidated it. So just under 5 minutes to go here in sprint qualifying. At the moment it's Reese Dye who's fastest with a 1:26.5. You've got Epic OJ 1:26.7. Then you've got the two Red Bulls into the .9s. And then you've got Cars about on 4. Famford's Powertrain, Deadly, Levan, Gale, Jinkto, Pulse Luxury. And you've got Kalen, Storms, Cardelf, Priz. They're all in the slower tiers, same as Dave Devs. And then you've got Hackmore and Casper who are also tier 1. So we'll probably have a bit of a spaced out grid from sort of P10 downwards. But it'll still be very competitive throughout. Abaddon 4 in the Alpine has invalidated it, so he's not going to be able to set another lap just yet. But he has got 4 minutes to do so. I am just going to move this, guys. I do apologise. Let me just move this back up there. So a full grid here in tier 1. No practice, says Dennis, so he just jumped in the lobby straight away. No, understood. So into the pit lane. Dave's Devs is on the lap, so we'll ride on board with him. I'm just making sure that my correct microphone is connected here. Here it is. So what can the Haas driver do? Oh, he goes close to the wall. You can see that coming. What's going on, Ben? How are we doing? I hope you're enjoying your trip away. You've got Levan on his debut stepping in for you today, Ben, the Frenchman. Reese, I've not seen you lagging yet, mate, to be honest. No. So Dave out of turn 27, down towards the line, under the lights here in Saudi Arabia for the Jeddah Grand Prix, and it is P15 for Dave's Devs, a 1:28.7. Cardelf back on an outlap, and so is Casper. Remember, Priz is retired. He will be starting from the back. Then you've got Reese back on an outlap. Epic OJ, Thomas Varkic, and Ivan. No, you don't look like you're lagging at all, to be honest, Reese. Not tonight, anyway. No, maybe ever so slightly, but nothing that's going to cause a problem. So all good. So Epic OJ on his way out in that beautiful green Sauber. Yeah, I think you're right. We're right, but he's got a bit of competition on his belt. NXR Levan, who's stepping in for the 4-time world champion of B right, so in towards turn 13 for the Racing Bull, and the Frenchman coming through turn 15 and 16, very tight to the apex, very good execution through there. And then through turn 20 and 21 with that DRS enabled, that rear wing open. And then through 22, he is half a second up. Wow, oh, he's invalidated it. Oh, he was into the 126s. Levan was flying. Oh, that's a real shame for him. He looked like he was putting it all together. And unfortunately, it was not the case. At the moment, it is Reese that is fastest. So, Jinxo, you've got the Aston Martins coming to the line. I think there's a Sauber. Oh, that was, who was that just came to the line? I think that was Deadly. It was Deadly. So Deadly went up to P5 at 127.0. The checkered flag has been waved, so Levan is not going to improve, but he definitely had the pace to improve. That's a real shame. You've got the Mercedes. Casper will be first. Cars a 126.2. Casper has not done it. He will start from the back of this grid. Thomas Varkish goes P3 with a 126.5. These lap times are incredible. And that is Kalen. So now we've got them all coming through, and it will be a Baton 4 first to the line. He is half a second up. So a Baton 4 in the Alpine coming down towards turn 27. He's got Epic OJ behind him. Reese is still on the lap. Ivan, Deadly, Fanfrenes, Powertran all on laps. Here comes a Baton 4 to the checkered flag, and it's a 126.7. It's P4. Epic OJ with a 126.285. 8 1,000ths quicker. Reese Dye's getting a huge slipstream. No, he's back down. He's invalidated it. So Deadly coming through turn 22. And Powertran stays P9. Deadly isn't on a lap, and neither is Gailey. Card Alpha's invalidated it, so it is a 1-2 Sauber. And if they dreamt of anything last night, they're in a constructors battle with RB, they would have dreamt about a 1-2 front row lockout. So it is 1-2 Sauber. Let me just... sorry guys, I just need the app up. I need to put all the names in. Just bear with me. So... oh shoot. Epic OJ, then we've got Reese in P3. Thomas Varkis, that's fine. Hackmore, Fanfrenes, Abaddon 4. Gale, Ivan, Deadly, Powertran, who's in P12. Pulse Luxury. Just bear with me, I need to put these in. Who's in the Aston Martin? Deadly? No, it weren't Deadly. I'll have to get them in a minute. Williams, Thingy, Haas, Priz, Casper, Storms. The Aston Martin, was that Hackmore? I think it might have been Hackmore, wasn't it? No, Hackmore was P5 in the McLaren apparently. Let me just double check all this. Oh, exactly, yeah, P5 with no practice. I would take that as well. Brilliant lap. Sorry guys, just closing the door. Right, just moving everything. I'm trying to capture all the data on the laptop whilst the race is live as well. Yeah, Aspect, great lap, mate. Okay, so B15 Card Elf, there we go. Good lap from him. The Williams in 16 was Kylan, sorry, my bad. 17 in the Haas was Dave. And the next D Storms, Priz and Casper. There we go. So we are going to go racing. How are we doing, Jake? You good? So let's go through the grid. So it is Epic OJ that will start on pole position. Cars, his teammate, the two Saubers locking out the front row, will be in P2. And you've got Reese Dye in the Racing Bull in P3 on the second row of the grid. Alongside him is Thomas Varkish, the number 36 car, in P4. Hackmore in the McLaren in P5 on the third row of the grid. Alongside him, Fanfinus in the Mercedes in P6. Abad on 4 on the fourth row of the grid in P7, locking out with his teammate of Gale in P8. On the fifth row of the grid, it's Ivan, the Croatian, in P9. And alongside him is Deadly in the Aston Martin in P10. Then comes Powertwan in P11, Pulse Luxury in P12, NXR Levan in P13, Jinkto in P14 in the McLaren, Card Elf in the Aston Martin in P15, and then Kylan in the Williams in P16, Dave's Devs in the Haas in P17, XD Storms in the Williams in P18, and then Pritzi in the Ferrari in P19, the German, and then Casper, the Swedishman, in the Mercedes, did not set a lap, starts in P20. A tough one, Jake, I'm not going to lie. Tough day. It's a lot to do in a day. And when things don't go smoothly like they didn't this morning, it's hard. It has a huge knock-on effect. But we go again. That's why we do it. We love it. And we've had a lot of Tier 1 drop out this last week and today as well, so that's been tough to deal with. But we've moved a lot of drivers around Tier 3 and 4, so hopefully that will get better. It is. That's what I thought. Here we go for Jeddah here in Tier 1, and it is lights out and away we go. Epic OJ got a good start, but his teammate was a little bit quicker, and now here comes Reese Dye in the Racing Bull. Oh, he has a huge snap. Thomas Varkish trying to make the move. Here comes Hackmore in the McLaren, wheel to wheel with Fanfinus in the Mercedes. These two already know each other very well. Reese Dye got away with one there, and that's the Mercedes trying to go up the inside, and the McLaren just knocks him off. Abad on 4 has a front row seat. Pulse Luxury is through on the van and the Racing Bull, just shutting the door on Bolska in the Williams behind. Jinkto is there. Abad on 4 is through on the McLaren, who's spinning everywhere. Hackmore, did he get damage? I hope not, but he is tumbling down the grid. Deadly and Pulse Luxury are through. And that is Levan in the Racing Bull. Did he get damage? Let's have a look. Oh, and he just tangles with Jinkto in the McLaren. He did not get damage. I don't think he is. He's missing an M plate. And that debut for the Racing Bull is turning into a debut disaster. Deadly is also missing an M plate. And the Williams is chasing him down. And this is an awful start for some of these drivers. So, Casper through on Levan. Oh, Levan has left the session on track. And that is why we try and not let people race for the first time in a league race. Here comes Cars and Reese, because now he's left his car in AI for the whole race because of a missing end plate. They don't care. That's the problem. They don't care. They're not committed to the league at all. They don't care what happens in the league. They don't care what happens to the other drivers because they've got no commitment to the league, so they're not bothered. That's why it's really tough to get people in for a debut. That is Abad on 4 with... No, it's Gale with the missing end plate. There's so many drivers with the missing end plate. So, what is going on? A lot of drivers with the missing end plate. Deadly is out. That's a real shame for him, but the two Saubers are leading. Yeah, it is what it is. I try and give everybody a chance to race, but some people, they don't care. So Epic OJ leads to Cars. Are these two going to swap around? Because they've got Reese in the Racing Bull just behind him. And Cars is through on Epic OJ. Now here comes Reese as well. And these two Saubers will try to work together. That is Epic OJ back up the inside of the Racing Bull. This is turning into a great opportunity for the two Saubers to make a dent on that constructor's lead of the Racing Bulls. Epic OJ burning that battery to try and stay ahead. They're both burning the battery, and here comes Reese for a lunge up the inside. He switched it around beautifully, but now here comes the Red Bull of Thomas Varkish. He wants a piece of the action. Epic OJ and Reese are going at it. This is getting aggressive. Reese slots in behind Thomas Varkish. He's there. That is Pulse Luxury in the Ferrari that overtakes Hackmore. Casper in the Mercedes is out of this Grand Prix. Reese is still chasing down Epic OJ. He's off the track. He's off the track and he comes back on. Oh, wow. And that might be a bit of a report. Oh, I do. That was really close. Fair play to a bad on 4 for dodging him. So we move on. The two Saubers and then Thomas Varkish into the podiums. And Reese just needs to be careful there. Really unfortunate for him because he's a fantastic driver. He's leading the championship. They're leading the constructors. And he will have that 4 in his head. But it's the two Saubers that are 1-2 at the moment. Well, exactly. Power Chuan in the house. That is Ivan that's through on Gale. Levan's actually joined back. I don't know if he's joining back to continue to race or just retire his car. But either way, I like it. Thomas Varkish is through on Epic OJ. And Fanfinus up into P4. A bad on 4 is there. Reese. I'm just having a look if any of them have damage. Let me see. No, I can't see any driver with damage at the moment, which is strange because I'm sure I've seen a few missing end plates. So they must have pitted. So Cars is 1.3 clear, but it's only the sprint race. The drivers still got to remember there's a feature race to play a part in. Reese in the Racing Bull chasing down a bad on 4, but they're locked in that DRS train now. Epic OJ knows that he's going to have to make a move on Thomas Varkish before the end of this sprint. He is on the hards though, whereas Thomas is on the mediums. So both Saubers have started on the hards. Here comes Epic OJ into the slipstream of the Red Bull. Can the Red Bull hold that inside line? He does it tremendously well. Reese is through a bad on 4. And the Racing Bull is up to P5. That is Ivan through on Power Chuan. The Croatian around the outside of the Haas driver. Here comes Epic OJ to make the move up the inside of turn 1. Thomas Varkish goes later on the brakes, and now they're getting very acquainted with each other. The Sauber driver just sticks it around the outside, makes the move work. Here comes Ivan and Power Chuan through sector 1 down towards turn 3 and 4. And that was a great move from Ivan to move into P7. This is getting very close. Jinkto is off the track. Pulse Luxury and the Ferrari staying behind. 3-second time penalty for Priz as he retires in the pit lane. And there's a lot of battling going on track. It's really good, and it's only the sprint. So Thomas doesn't want to lose that second to Epic OJ in front. We can have a look at the reaction times of the front two actually. So you can see Epic OJ was a lot quicker than Cars off the line. So Thomas Varkish in the Red Bull. He's going to have that DRS. A bad on 4 picks up a 3-second time penalty, but luckily for him, Ivan is 3 seconds behind. You can see the intervals between Epic OJ and Fanfinus for Thomas Varkish. Is he going to be close enough to make the move? Oh, he went for it. He did go for it. Oh, he's up the inside of the Sauber. They've touched. Oh, did he lag? I don't know what's going on. He's now wheel to wheel with Fanfinus. Restart moves through on Thomas Varkish, who was pushed off the track. And Fanfinus is hitting the wall. Oh, he's missed an end plate. Oh, it's getting bad. It's getting bad out there. The drivers, they're losing their heads a bit with 3 seconds of the sprint to go. Thomas Varkic has rid the curb, and so has Fanford, and through goes a bad on 4. And that is a Red Bull that smashes into the back of the Mercedes. And here in Formula 7 racing, it is drama in the sprint race. The Haas is around the outside of Thomas Varkic. He's moving out the way. Gale comes through. That is Ivan that is through. A bad on 4 is slowing down. Hackmore is also coming to try and make the move. The McLaren driver goes up the inside. Levant is out of the race. The Frenchman will feature in the next part of this Grand Prix. The Alpine and the Mercedes are now going wheel to wheel through Sector 2. There's yellow flags waving everywhere. I do not know where to look at this point. You can't go wheel to wheel through there. The Alpine's on and off the track. My goodness me. Look at this. 3 wide. Go Gale. A bad on 4. And Thomas Varkic, the 2 Alpines and the Red Bull. Thomas is going around the outside of the pair of them. Gets his foot down into the slipstream of the Alpine driver and then into the pits. Remember, a bad on 4 has a penalty, and Jinto in the papaya is through and up to P9. What about this Ferrari? A Pulse Luxury? Oh, the McLaren, did he get clattered into? And look at this. This is Pulse Luxury. And down the inside goes the Scuderia. He has a snap on the way out, though. And he might have just opened up the door to Jinto. Jeddah is so unforgiving. It really is. And that is Gale off the track. He's ripped the curb again. And it was a great re-entry, that. Well done, Gale. Jesus, this is unbelievable. It's so tough to watch. Especially around Saudi Arabia. It's just one of them circuits where anything can happen and everything will happen. We've seen it in esports when you've had Brendan Lee, I think it was, who crashed into and caused like a huge pileup, one of the biggest in esports histories here in Jeddah, coming into turn 22, I think it was, or 23. And up the inside goes Restyle to take P2, and Epic OJ will not like this. They're both on the hards, but they are battling for the constructors, and with one Racing Bull already out, Epic OJ is back through on the Racing Bull, so that was short-lived. And then you've got Bolska in the Williams with a bad on 4 on his tail, and Gale, the 2 Alpines, and not having a great sprint race. Is he going to go for that lunge up the inside? He is, and they need to be careful. People really, really need to be careful with that lunge into turn 1. It seems like a recurring theme here. And just because there's a gap there doesn't mean you should go into it. I mean, obviously, you're a racing driver. You should go for gaps and stuff like that, but just not when they're not on, you know? Or just say the exact opposite of Ayrton Senna. If there's no longer a gap, do not go for it, you know? You are a racing driver. If you no longer go for a gap that exists, you are a racing driver. That is Jinto that is through on Fanfurness. He must have made a mistake there because he's already a second behind Jinto. That is Gale. That is through on Bolska. You can have a look at some of the cars. Did they get damage? Yes, a bad on 4 has a front wing. Fanfurness has both wings. So yeah, it's all going on. Restyle on Epic OJ. This is the last lap. He needs to make a move now. So we're on the last lap of the sprint race. Reese is half a second behind Epic OJ. He's doing just enough at the moment, the Sauber, but the biggest part of this lap is going to be down towards turn 27. If I was cars now, I would slow down. I would slow down to give my teammate DRS and get a 1-2 in the sprint. But it is only the sprint race, so it is only an extra point. So is it worth the risk? So here comes Reese. He is closing that gap with the DRS. There's going to be no teamwork from the Saubers through turn 22 and 23. This is where Epic OJ is going to have to hold on. They will both empty the tank. That DRS is enabled. This is the final lap of the sprint, lap 9 of 9. As they go down towards turn 27, he's not close enough. He's going to have to go again. They've both got the battery. That is Powertwan that is through on Ivan. Sorry. Epic OJ is coming to the line. Here comes Reese through the slipstream. It's a 1-2 Sauber. Ivan, Powertwan does have a time penalty, so Ivan is going to take P4. He got a podium in Spain, and he gets a P4 in the sprint. Hackmore takes P5. Here comes Pulse Luxury and Jinkto. And Card Elf and Gale. Gale is coming through on Card Elf, wheel to wheel, side by side, down to the line. Gale gets it. Wow, that's close. Still a great finish from Card Elf in P10. Woo! Wow. Yeah, Aspect. I've seen it, mate. I've seen it. Crazy. Let me just put the stats in, guys. Bear with. So it was Cars to Epic OJ to Reese to Ivan. And then we have Hackmore, Powertron, Pulse Luxury, Jinkto, Gale. And then we had Card Elf, Kylan. Then we have P12 is Dave. And then Famphinus, Abaddon 4XD Storms, that's first Priz, Levan, Casper, and Deadly Brew. Yeah, I can imagine the stewards are going to be busy just from that sprint race. So we are into qualifying. Dave is out of qualifying. You know, I've just thought there's a real mixture of consoles here, isn't there? Let's just go through them. So, PlayStation, Xbox, PlayStation, EA, Xbox, PC, Xbox, PC, EA, say PC, Xbox, PlayStation, PC, Xbox, PlayStation. There's actually more Xbox than anything else in this race tonight, which is strange because who even has an Xbox in 2026? No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. No, fair play to the guys. It was a good sprint race, that. So we have drivers on outlaps. One of them is XD Storms, just behind a Ferrari of Prizzi. Down towards turn 1 we go. I like when people are going at the Salvers and they're tagging the wrong Salver and then they have to say, oh no, sorry, you're the responsible Salver. Oh, Dave has a race. Oh, that's going to be awkward. So Dave isn't able to race. I just really hope that, because his car's going to be AI for the whole race, just hope it doesn't cause any issues. So just be careful if you are coming up to the back of a Haas. Ferrari Priz a 128.9, and then we had XD Storms go back into the pit lane. Card Elf has invalidated it. One who hasn't is Gale Ian at the Alpine. Bad on 4 with a 127.4. And Gale a 127.3 in the Alpine. Pulse Luxury in the Ferrari, a 127.3. So a decent lap. A decent banker anyway. Then we have a Williams, that is Bolska in the Williams. Is it Ball's car? It's not Ball's, it's Ball's car. I'm just going to call him Kylan. Easier. So, some of the other drivers, Thomas Varkish on and out that. As we head down towards the checkered flag, it's such an amazing circuit. When you're watching from where I'm watching, and you see the graphics on PC, it actually does look incredible, you know. Ivan's out! Oh, Ivan's crashed it! So Ivan is going to start from the back of the feature race after getting a podium in Spain, after getting a P4 in the sprint. He is going to start from the back of the grid in the feature race. So the Croatian has a big job on his hands. He needs to have a bit of that 2020 World Cup mentality on him now. Or was it 2018 when Croatia got to the final? So, Thomas Varkish in the Red Bull has invalidated it. Gito is on an out lap, so is XD Storms. Abadon 4 is on another lap in the Alpine. Hey, Kylan, it was great, yeah. Oh, a huge snap from Abadon 4. Sorry guys, my PC is overheating at the minute. Just give me a minute. Well, not my PC, the laptop that I've got next to it. So Jinto is on a lap, the McLaren driver. 10 minutes to go. So down in towards turn 27 for Jinto in the McLaren. Oh, a little slight nudge of the wall there. And then it's a run up to the checkered flag. Epic OJ in the Sauber. The not reliable one, according to the people in Discord. Hackmore in the McLaren is also now on a lap, so we'll ride above him. What about Casper? He's actually in front, so the Mercedes. And he's going to get a bit of a slipstream from his teammate. So, riding on board with the Mercedes driver. Into turn 22, 23. That wasn't bad at all, actually, there from the Swedish driver. And then through the long left-hander into turn 27. And Casper, a 1:26.5, takes provisional pole. So, Epic OJ, 1:26.3, Casper, Fanfinus, Pulse Luxury, Hackmore, Gayley, Reese in the Racing Bull. He is the championship leader. And he's just coming through turn 21 into 22. That's a nice line there from Reese. He looks on fire. So Reese a 1:26.362, 4 1,000ths quicker than Epic OJ. Casper in P3, Gayley, Fanfors. Where is the other Sauber going to put it? Here comes Kaz. He's gone purple sector 1. Let's have a look if that's actually purple sector 1. It is. So the Saubers hold 2 out of the 3 sectors in purple. As the Alpine just getting out of the way, so we are riding on board with the Dutchman. So cars down to the line. He goes P4 at 126.6. This is really close. Levan is out again in the Racing Bull, so he's not going to set another lap, and he's definitely got pace. Yeah. That video, I posted that video in Discord before, Jacob, when he took out that, what was it called out? Started with an S. Can't remember his name. Saeed, that was it, yeah. XD Storms and Power Twan. I don't think Power Twan's on the lap. I think he's on his way into the pit lane. But XD Storms is Saeed at Kota. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. Should we put it on the stream? Funny. Yeah, this jokes. He made another one as well, didn't he? I can't remember what it was about though, but there was a Saeed one and then there was somebody else. It is funny. And then I can't say it on the stream, but then he smashes into him and goes, "Have that, you know." Eating a womb. And you know what's funny? When he smashes into the side of Captain Blade, he goes, "You could have left me a bit of room." Like, he just smashed into the side of it. Yeah, Captain Blade could have left me a bit of room there. Like, he weren't even your corner. Like, he was just pissed off at that point. He was just smashing into everything. Like, yeah. He could have left me room there. And then he goes, and then he just absolutely T-bones Saeed. Have that, you know. And then he starts laughing at the end once he's taken them out. Oh gosh, the good days. That's the good days. Casper in the Mercedes. I'm gonna have to ring it up. I don't know how so many guys didn't settle up. Genuinely, I'm confused. Dave Stebbs is retired. He's got a race at 8 o'clock, so he's left. I'm just hoping that his AI car doesn't cause any problems during the race. Deadly crashed, Card Elf crashed, Levan, I don't know, Ivan crashed. So all the drivers are on an outlap. It's just Saudi Arabia is just brutal. It really is brutal. So who's going to be the first of the final runners? So bad on 4. The streets won't forget. You know what as well, yeah? What you've seen on that video is what AD is like pretty much 23 hours of the day. That is what he's like. He does not care. Card Elf has left the session. That's going to be another car in AI if he doesn't join back. Yeah, that is what he's like for 23 hours a day. The guy does not care. He just does not care. Like if you're getting like beat up or something, he will whip his phone out and start recording you. No problems. He's not bothered. So, on board with a bad on 4. Honestly. He did it in Flamingo Land. The security guy was having a oh, bad on 4's out! And that is how easy it can change. A bad on 4 and the Alpine is out. Yeah, he did it in Flamingo Land. Security was fighting with somebody and he sat in his car recording it, doing commentary to it. So, he can really annoy you, Adrian, in it, because that's his personality all the time. So Casper in the Mercedes, coming through sector 2. Yeah, right, did he make a comment? Yeah, Casper in the Mercedes going around turn 25 and 26. XD Storms has hit the checkered flag. He's not going to be able to remove. I think so, innit? He started making comments in the chat and that. I don't even think he'd ever been in a party with him either. He's a funny guy. Casper to the line in the Mercedes, and it's P3. He's not going to find that improvement. Then we've got a Red Bull of Thomas Varkic goes P4. So he did get a good lap in. Hackmore and Jinkto. Jinkto will be first. The McLaren goes P9. Then comes Hackmore. Yeah, I remember. Yeah. Out of turn 27, back onto the throttle, and it is just burning that battery all the way down to the line. Who's going to start on pole position? Hackmore goes P6. Then you've got a Mercedes of Fanfinish. You've got the Saubers behind him. This is going to be interesting to see what the Saubers can do. Cars will be next. Cars goes fastest to 126.7. Then comes Epic OJ and Reese right behind him. Reese is getting a tow all the way to the line. Epic OJ, Reese goes P2. Epic OJ has taken pole position. Gale, Powertron, Pulse Luxury in the Ferrari will be next, and then Gale, Pulse Luxury, Gale in the Alpine. It is pole position by Epic OJ. What a lap from the Sauber driver. So Epic OJ takes pole position. These Saubers are looking very good. Then Reese. Then Cars, then Casper, Aspect, Fanfres, Gailey, Hackmore, Powertron, Pulse Luxury, Jinkto, Abaddon 4, Storms, Priz, Kylan, Deadly, Dave. Let me just put that in. Then you've got Card Elf, Levan, and Ivan, who crashed out, who will start from the back. Card Elf needs an invite. I will send him one. Oh, I can't until the formation lap. So here we go. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, I'll get the video. It's funny. I literally sent it in the paddock before, Jake. "20 drivers. The only issue is this Haas. I need to invite Card Elf. Please be careful going into turn 1. We've got a Haas here that's in AI, so just be careful. I had a driver in AI in front of me in tier 4 and it was brutal. Sorry, in tier 3. Who was that in tier 3 actually? That was so annoying. Oh, he left. No, it was... Yeah, it was that Mal, and he left, didn't he? Dave and Ivan. They're both on cold tyres now at the back of the grid. I did say be careful. That is the best news I've heard all day. Well, it's great for you, Salute, because you get 50% off your McDonald's now. Right, so... Where's he? Yeah, just making sure that Deadly's in. They are. Well, I already had this one downloaded. I already had this one from the start of the season, Jeddah. Yes. Even if long yeah, it is, Edward, it is. Great comms this morning, mate. Thank you for stepping in. As I said to a couple of the guys in the meeting room, I do commentary on Mondays, Thursdays, Fridays, and twice on a Sunday, and the only time I ever get to enjoy it myself is a Sunday morning. And if you didn't step in with yours, I would have had to do comms there as well, so I do appreciate it. It's the only little bit of enjoyment I get with racing myself. So here we go. All the drivers are getting ready. Here for round 6 in Jeddah. The final time this evening. We will see the lights go out. It's just the Aston Martin of Card Elf just queuing up. Hopefully that doesn't cause any problems. Here we go. This is it for the final time this evening for round 6 here in Saudi Arabia, powered by Sim Racing Setups. And it's lights out and away we go. That is Fanfness that got a great start, and Cars is already from Reese Dye. The Sauber got a brilliant start, and once again Reese locks up. Casper is up the inside. That is Dave that is out DSQ'd off the line. Hackmore Powertron. Hopefully nobody crashed into the back of him, but I've got a feeling somebody will have. Thomas Varkish, Hackmore Powertron is nearly around, but he just holds on to it. Gale and a Badon 4 are chasing him down. Jeddah is so unforgiving. Levin, the French driver, is now up to P16. He's doing a cracking job trying to filter through the grid. Ivan doesn't have damage either. That is Deadly. That is through on XD Storms. Fanfness in the Mercedes, chasing down the back of his teammate, the Swedishman of Casper. That is Levan that is through on the Williams. He's up to P15 and he's making moves. Don't worry. Ah, that's brilliant news, Salute. P3 and P4 in Bahrain. Smashed it. I do need to do some posts about this, but I never know when anybody's racing. I didn't even know there was a race today. Nobody says anything. But I would have posted about it if I'd have known. So Gale, Abaddon 4, they are going around the outside of Powertwan. And does he switch it to the inside? Levan is through on XD Storms in the Williams, trying to return the favour, but Levan's got so much more pace on the exit, and there goes Gale on Powertwan once again. The Alpine moves through, and what about Abaddon 4? He's going to try and follow his teammate as they move through in towards turn 1. Gale pulls Luxury on Jinkto, the McLaren and the Ferrari, and out side by side. Who is going to come out of that exchange? It is Pulse Luxury in the Ferrari. Reese Dye is still continuing to follow them two Saubers. So 25 laps here in Saudi Arabia. That is Reese Dye that goes out wide. Oh, that was lucky. Powertwan in the Haas is off the track. He comes back on and just about avoids the grid. And that is Levan that is up another position. And what a way to introduce yourself. Bonjour to Levan. He's up to P13. So, Epic OJ, 2 cars, to Reese Dye, to Casper, Fanfness, Thomas, Hackmore, Gale, Abaddon 4 and Pulse Luxury are your top 10. So, are the Saubers going to swap around at any point? Epic OJ qualified on pole position through turn 23. Let's have a look at the tyres. So just Gale on the hards, and through goes Cars, and Reese Dye also goes up the inside. That means Epic OJ has gone from P1 to P3 in a matter of one corner, and now look at Thomas Varkish practically pushing Fanfness through. Reese Dye is going to have the DRS on Cars. He's going to have to go the long way round. But the two Saubers are definitely working together now. Pulse Luxury in the Ferrari making a move on a Badon 4 who goes way later on the brakes and gets it to a stop. That is a fantastic move from the Alpine driver. It looked like he was going to be overtaken, but what a way to get the car stopped when you went that late on the brakes. Brilliant stuff. So, Hackmore in the McLaren. XD Storms. What about Fanfness? Levan is now on the back of Deadly in P13. This is a really close grid. And all drivers still in this race. This is what Jeddah should look like. And this is Thomas Varkis chasing down Fanfness. He had a little peek, and Fanfness gets that all wrong, and he gets a time penalty for his troubles. What about restart? This is it. This is going to be for the lead of the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix down in towards turn 27, but he doesn't go for it. That is Deadly front. Jinto, the Aston Martin driver, now he's going to look for a gap, moves to the right hand side. The Ferrari now goes left, pulls Luxury on the Alpine of a bad on 4. 2 by 2 by 2, and now we're going to go 3 wide. Restart takes the lead of the Grand Prix on the Saubers. And Epic OJ is going to try and come back later on the brakes in towards turn 2. Side by side for the Racing Bull and the Kick Sauber, but it's Restart that comes out on top. Then you've got Deadly in the Aston Martin into the top 10. A bad on 4 down to P11. This is beautiful racing. It really is. That is Fanfness. Oh, Thomas Varkis and Fanfness have slid. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh, oh no, oh no, oh no. Oh no. Guys, red flag, guys, red flag. No, that is mad. Who got damage? Let's have a look. We can't see Levan. Jinto, yeah, look at that. He is peppered. Card Elf, he's not. XD Storms is peppered. Ivan, Volska, he's peppered. Priz, Jesus, he's peppered as well. Power to one. So it's a full course safety car. Yeah, that was a brutal one. It was a brutal one. So safety car is out. Fanfness and a bad on 4 are all out. Every single driver into the pit lane. Yeah, ghosting will always play a factor in a situation like that. Absolutely, they're the incidents that you just can't avoid when ghosting's not on. But it is a street circuit with 27 corners, and out of 4 tiers, that is the only issue we've seen today, barring that one incident in the sprint where Hodge spun around and Dave hit him. And considering it's a tight circuit, it's not bad considering. But it's real life, I guess. If somebody spins and you crash into him, then you're out of the race. Yeah, real life isn't that you go through it. So yeah, it's just one of them things. I don't know what happened to Kevin today. Kevin was a really weird one today. Yeah. So that is a safety car. So safety car is out. Yeah, really unlucky. One of them things, sometimes you can't avoid them. Yeah, Levan, I know, mate, I know. Big crash. At least everybody's sorted, everybody's car's now repaired, and everybody's still gathered up in the race. To be honest, the only people that have really been screwed over there is Jinkto, because he got rear wing damage and that can't be replaced. So, and Jinkto has been amazing since joining the grid, genuinely amazing. So I really do feel for him. He's such a class driver, Jinkto. He's so respectful on track. He keeps it clean. He tries to get to the end of every race. Him and Ivan have been two very good drivers. Join the grid. That is XD Storms and Powertron. Not sure what's going on there. So yeah, it's a real shame to see him end up with rear wing damage. Massive crash that was. It was. And it's already on TikTok. Could you believe that? It's already there, live, waiting for you. Yeah, Levan, everybody's... As soon as people seen the yellow flag, they should have been slowing down, really, especially considering there's no ghosting. But everyone just kept coming. It was like Hockenheim. Ivan is in the... How has Ivan got into the leaders? He's not pitted, has he? He's only on 5-lap-old mediums, though. This is amazing. Ivan is leading the Grand Prix. This is brilliant. Wow. So, Ivan will get us underway in the safety car restart. By the way, Ivan started P20 for some of you that didn't know. He is now leading this Grand Prix. So, back onto it. That is Card Elf in P9. I think his car might be AI. This might cause a big problem for the drivers. Oh, God. I don't even want to watch it. Levan. Oh, what is going on here? That is Levan that is off the track. The Racing Bull driver. He's not... Oh, he's got a missing end plate. Priz in the Ferrari going up the inside of Powertwan. Oh, God, no. And now he smashes in. What is going on, man? Guys, even if you're reserving, man, you still got to drive with some sort of courtesy, common courtesy, you know? Bolska is through on the AI car of Card Elf. Powertron, this is what causes so many problems when you leave your car in AI. Pulse Luxury's got no front wing. This is Formula 7 racing, guys. We have over 700 drivers. We've got 6 years of experience. We've got the biggest following on social media. Stop driving like numbnuts. Come on. Down the inside goes Reese on Ivan. So the Racing Bull on the Red Bull. And then you've got Epic OJ in the Sauber, who's going to try and get the move next. Here we go into the slipstream of the Red Bull driver. And he's going to move down the inside. And Ivan is going to go down to P3. He is on them older medium tyres, but it is not all done yet. He's still in a great position. Oh, he nearly tangles up with that Sauber. And here comes the Mercedes of Casper. They're going to go 3 wide. They're going to go 4 wide. This is incredible. Down in towards turn 1. The Sauber backs out. The Mercedes has the inside line. And look at this. The Racing Bull is being swallowed up. And Reese is in a position he did not want to be in. This is incredible. Casper now leads to Ivan, to Reese, to Epic OJ, to Hatmore, to Thomas Varkish. Nobody knows what's going to happen. Pulse Luxury is into the pit lane getting a new front wing. I would not count anybody out of this race yet. Who knows what's going to happen. So Casper now 7 attempts clear. Guys, please be patient when trying to overtake. For God's sake. I really could do with Card Elf coming in and retiring that car. This was my worry. Oh, he's gone offline. This was my worry with people leaving their cars in AI. Restart on Ivan. Wheel to wheel through sector 2 and in front goes Reese. Ivan will be happy just to be in P3 here. Because he's not on a bad strategy. He's still on that medium strategy. He's got some laps under the pit, under the safety car. He's going to pit for hards and go for the undercut. I think Ivan is in a good position. What is this? A huge lunge from Epic OJ. Come on, guys. And Ivan read him and had to leave him the space. But my goodness, if you crash there, that is completely on you. Ivan has got the straight line speed and back in front of the Sauber. And once again, Epic OJ. Oh, he pulls out that time. Good racing. Here comes Hackmore. That's why he might have pulled out. The McLaren was up the inside. Thomas Varkish in the Red Bull. Now here comes Epic OJ once again. That is Powertwan on Levan into the chicane. And Epic OJ still right in the midst of this battle. Yellow flag. And the Williams is out. Be careful. Yellow flags. VSC is to place a full course safety car. The Williams is out. Tier 1. Showing why they are the pinnacle of F1 again here. Brilliant stuff. No, to be fair to you, 4 of the DNFs are reserved, so don't worry. Safety car, safety car. This is brilliant for Ivan. Brilliant. If he gets anything out of this race, it is driver of the day all day. Yeah, exactly, Ben. What a race for Ivan. Powertwan has got front wing damage, so has Kylan, because Kylan's out. Levan and Cardelf. Cardelf really needs to retire that car. Levan can probably get his front wing checked. It says he's not got front wing damage, but it looks like he has. Yeah, he's got a missing end plate, but he can get that replaced now. But Gito in P10 with rear wing damage. He's doing really well. Is anybody going to go into the pit lane? Surely Ivan goes in. Oh, they're all going in. Oof, he's nearly going into the Red Bull there. Yeah, all the drivers are just going to go in now and get onto them hards. Thomas Varkish stays out. He already went onto the hards. Wow. He's now the race leader. Well, Thomas Varkish couldn't pit. You're right. Thomas Varkish couldn't pit because his teammate was in front of him. So he would have meant double stacking. Yeah, Levan, we've seen it, mate. He's going to get a good talking to after this race. That's not the standards that we set here in Formula 7. This isn't open lobbies. This is one of the best leagues you will race in online. And we pride ourselves on that. And we've put in a lot of effort to make sure that that is the case. And you know, anybody caught driving ridiculously or erratically will be spoken to afterwards. And the stewards will deal with them appropriately. We have 15 stewards that look out through all of our tiers, so don't worry, mate. I need a drink. I need a whiskey at this point, to be honest. Yeah, I appreciate it, Levan. I know it's your debut, mate. I do apologise. It's not a great debut to come into, especially Jeddah. So I do apologise if this isn't the normal standards, don't worry. It's a tough one, it really is, because it's Saudi Arabia. We've got a lot of reserves on track as well. We've got cars in AI as well, which is going to cause a massive problem here. That Aston Martin in AI is going to... it's the second safety car as well. So yeah. So with that rear wing damage, let's have a look. Look at that. Can we see the tyres of Thomas Varkish? 14% for the rears. Yeah, Kylan, don't worry, mate. It is what it is. Yeah, it's just a mistake, and that's it. Nah, I'm good, Jake. Just a long day, mate, when it gets about halfway through Tier 1. So this is my schedule for Sundays. And I'm not saying it because it's thingy, but I do actually love it. I wouldn't do it if I didn't love it, but I get up at 8 o'clock. I sort all the drivers out, the reserves, make sure everybody's voted, look at all my DMs. I do the drivers debrief, I do the thumbnails for all the races, and then I race at 10 o'clock. I finish at 12, and then I do all of the clips from Tier 3, because I raced, I weren't able to clip it whilst Tier 2's on, and then whilst Tier 2's on, I am also clipping races and posting standings. Then Tier 2 finish, I usually do comms for Tier 4, so then I'm straight on to comms for Tier 4, and then I'm posting clips from Tier 2, and posting all the data from Tier 2, and all the DMs throughout the day, because even just today, I've had 17 DMs just before I got onto Tier 1. And then we go to Tier 4, we do comments for Tier 4, and then straight after Tier 4 I get about an hour and 30 break before Tier 1 kicks in. Then when Tier 1 finishes, I post all the stats from the day and everything, and yeah, it's mad. It's like literally, I don't leave the bedroom, I don't leave the PC on a Sunday. Reese did get a good start. Casper is closing the door though, you see how he moved over to the right hand side. Now Reese will come up the inside, oh, and he went for the lunge up it, and he clipped the Mercedes. And Ivan, just a front row passenger. Now here comes Epic OJ going for that move up the inside. Is he? Yeah, he's got to back out there. And here comes Deadly, and that's the McLaren of Hackmore. Oh, Jesus. And that is Pulse Luxury out of the Grotto safety car. Oh, Jesus. Pulse Luxury is out. What is going on in this race? Yeah, but anyway, Jake, so... I have the PlayStation on, where my wheel is in the bedroom, and I have the PC on in the other bedroom, and I'm just switching between the two all day. Another safety car here in Tier 1. I do apologise if you are watching for a good race. I do apologise, it's not turning into one. With the delay of all these safety cars, it probably means that we'll have to skip interviews again, which is annoying. But, what is going on here? I was worried we were going to get a race like this in Jeddah, and just unfortunate that it's Tier 1. Epic OG has front wing damage now. XD Storms has front wing damage. I'm just glad that Card Elf is at the back in AI. Jesus, this is brutal. Ah, it's all fun and games, isn't it, I suppose? So fun and games. Bear with me. So, you play I did, mate, but no, I've not played for a while, to be honest. Yeah, I've just not played. You know what? If I had a load of people to play pro clubs with, then I probably would. But Ultimate Team just annoys me, to be honest. I'm going to go stream some Ark Raiders after here, to be honest, but I'll just stream on my own personal account and just chill, to be honest. Nothing like, oh, I want to stream to loads of people. It's just, I'll stream it in case I make some funny clips or something, you know? I rarely enjoy many games, to be honest, so like, when I do, I tend to play them quite a bit, just for like a week or two. Right, we're going to go back racing. So it will be Thomas Varkish that will chase down Gaylake down in towards turn 1. Safety guys in the pit lane. So here we go. And he's going to get us underway. Thomas Varkish on them older hard tyres. And here comes Casper. He did get a good start, and so did Reese as they head in towards turn 1. Around the outside goes Casper. The Alpine will try to defend. Beautiful racing between the two of them. And even Reese, the cheeky overtake from the Racing Bull to move up to P3. Ivan is being attacked by Epic OJ again. This is what happened in the last safety car, and they touch again. Ivan holds on. Epic OJ, a bit brutal there from the Sauber. Just needs to be so patient. He's just so aggressive on track. You just need to pull back and just think, is it really worth it? You know, losing all them points. Especially when they're in a constructors battle. So, drivers just losing their heads a little bit. Thomas Varkish being chased down by Casper. Then Reese in P3. Then you've got Gaylay, Ivan, and Epic OJ. Ooh, and a little clip of the wall there for Gaylay. Did he get damage? I'm not sure. It won't show us. Epic OJ does have front wing damage though. So look at that. Just a slight front wing damage. Ivan Gaylay has lost DRS to Reese. But remember, because of the safety car, DRS isn't enabled yet. But when it is, Ivan surely will pounce. Hackmore is trying to build on that gap that he's built for Epic OJ. That is Ivan on Gaylay, the Red Bull driver, and that is Thomas Varkish being overtaken by Casper. The Swedishman is now your race leader. The Red Bull will have Reese, and we know what Reese is like for going for them lunges up the inside. Is he going to go here in this move? Oh, he does, and he tags the Red Bull. Ivan is through on Gale. What a move from the Croatian. And now Epic OJ will try his luck up the inside, and this is not where you want to go wheel to wheel, and Gale leaves him the space. Very respectful racing there by Gale, but he had to. A lot of people wouldn't have backed out there, but when you're a good driver, you think about the bigger picture. So Reese now 2 tenths behind Thomas Varkis. He is going to try and go for a move into turn 13 around the hairpin. And he's just going to hold it on the outside of the embankment. They do nearly touch again. This is going to end in tears if they carry on. And Casper is way off up the road now. And they're being chased down by Ivan. Epic OJ nearly a second behind. He has slight front wing damage, remember. They've got DRS. The rear wing now opens for Reese Dye in that Racing Bull. Which way is he going to go? He's holding on. He's going to slow down and hold on into 22 and 23. Casper is now a 0.8 in front. We're right on board with the Racing Bull. He's going to move to the right side. And the Racing Bull does move through and into P2. What about Hackmore? He's going to have DRS on Epic OJ, and so is his teammate of cars. The two Saubers in P5 and P7. But here they come. And he's a bit of a sitting duck here, Epic OJ. They are coming, Hackmore and Cars. Is he going to go for it up the inside? He doesn't. Thomas Varkis is on Reese. Sorry, that's Ivan in the Red Bull. These two are teammates. They need to be careful. Ivan is through on Thomas Varkis. Reese has picked up a time penalty. Levan is into the top 10 in that Racing Bull, incredibly. Still got a missing end plate. Reese Dye has picked up a penalty for gaining 1 place through cutting a corner. I'm sure that'll be removed at the end. We'll see though. The two Red Bulls of Ivan and Thomas Varkis. Epic OJ, Hackmore, Cars, Deadly, Power Twan. Yeah, big Ollie James in that. My guy's a stud muffin. You know when he had like 3 birds in like 2 days? Big Oliver James. Yeah, I love Ollie. Nah, he's come through the system and he's come out on top. You know, I respect that man. So he's such a cool kid. He's a nice guy. So Ivan right on the back of Reese. He's going to get that DRS. Here comes Epic OJ and Thomas Varkis. And the Red Bull driver will continue to hold on. And the Red Bulls and the Saubers are both looking strong in this race. Can he respond to him? He is going to get that DRS. And he did go too early. And that is Ivan up to P2. And Thomas Varkis is going to go through an Epic OJ. Epic will not go back up the inside this time. That's how you want to do it. You want to be patient and wait. You don't want to lose any more positions. Jinto is from Levan. Levan's made a mistake. The Racing Bull when he pulls over to the right hand side. And what has happened to the Frenchman? And he's out. He is out. He disqualified us. I don't know. Here comes Epic OJ on Thomas Varkis down into turn 13 at the hairpin. Hackmore on Cars. He goes a little bit deep and he gets a spin. And Cars picking up the pieces. And now Thomas Varkis is nearly 3 seconds behind Reese, who is staying with Ivan. This is one of the best drives I have ever seen from Ivan in the Red Bull. It is phenomenal. Yeah, if you can survive around Jeddah in Tier 1, you're going to pick up points. I mean, the P13's 4 points. Cars in the Sauber on the back of his teammate now. And there goes Reese. And it's just constant pressure from the drivers behind. And that is Epic OJ. It's through and Thomas Varkis. That is Reese back through on Ivan. Ivan won't be too worried about this. Here comes Cars. These are going to go 3 wide. Oh, the Red Bull just slipping through a gap. And now up the inside of the Sauber driver. And once again, and Cars is up the inside. What a move from Cars. The Dutchman stealing positions. Like a pickpocketer in the night. Cars is through and they don't even know their money's gone. Wow, what a great overtake that was from Cars. A yellow flag is waving once more. That is a McLaren of Jinkto. We know that he's got rear wing damage already. There's points on the board to be made here, though, and that's a little slip and a slide from Deadly as Thomas Varkish goes through. Then you've got Hackmore. 6 laps to go. This has been a really long race. Yeah, no, Levan, I understand, man. I understand. I completely understand. It's just one of them races, unfortunately, it really is. So Deadly will have that DRS, resets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, but he does have Ivan. No, he's going to come back on him. Then the McLaren, oh look at these two going at it again. That's Thomas Varkish and Epic OJ. They've had a real good battle between the pair of them. Jinkto into the pit lane. Remember, he's got that rear wing damage. He's done so well to carry on. Oh, genuinely. But 16 Fs and 1 DSQ. Jeddah is just a really, really bad track, isn't it? Yeah, Monza will be a lot. Monza is. Every time we stream Monza, it's probably one of the best races of the season. It's so good. Because it's just overtake after overtake after overtake. And because the straight is so long, there's no dives because everybody's always so. Everybody gets the move done fully. And it's just such a good track to go racing wheel to wheel. Yeah, I cannot wait for Monza next week. There goes Epic OJ through on Thomas Varkish, and now look at the Aston Martin of Deadly. He's going to try and pick up an extra position down in towards turn 27. He's going to switch it back up the inside, gets the better exit. Gale picks up a time penalty. What about Reese Dye? Now moving back into P2. Sorry, Ivan moving back into P2. And then you've got Deadly once again in the Aston Martin chasing down the two Saubers. And cars in front of Epic OJ. You've got Hackmore and Powertran XD Storms in the top 10 in the Williams. But Casper leads by 1.5. That is Hackmore that's off the track, and so is Powertran. Powertran goes through on the Papaya. Let's have a look at the penalties at the moment. 20 seconds for Restye. They could potentially both be removed, but who knows? They are catching up to Casper, you know. Let's have a look at the tyres. That's the pit window, so it says. Is it? Sorry, 1 second. I do have this somewhere. So, tyre delta and tyre life. So that's tyre delta and tyre life is Z. Right, there we go. So, this shows you exactly how much quicker another tyre is when you're on board with the driver. So at the moment, hards are 1.2, fresh hards are 1.2 seconds quicker. This is Reese for on Evan. If you look at Reese, so if you go on Evan, at the moment, hards are not quicker. Which is strange, actually. There comes Evan back at Reese on lap 22. He's back up to P2. So if you look at Casper, if he goes fresh hards, they're 1.3 seconds a lap quicker. Fresh medium. No, I'm getting confused. Leave me alone. I'm getting confused. That is Thomas Varkish. Oh, and that was a ghost in Epic OJ, and he gets a penalty for cutting that corner. Not sure what happened there. The Red Bull is back through, and with 3 laps to go. So Epic OJ in the Sauber. Gale's into the pit lane. Ivan is nearly within DRS range of Casper. Epic OJ getting the move done on Thomas Varkish. That is Gale and Jinkto. Jinkto's off the track. Picking up the second track limit. Ivan needs DRS. He needs DRS from Casper to try and fend off the Racing Bull. Just having a look at the ERS. We can't see theirs at the moment. We can see Casper's in front. Epic, OJ and Kaz. Is Ivan going to be able to respond to the Racing Bull? Yeah, getting closer and closer. Remember, Epic OJ does have a time penalty. That means Thomas Varkish will move up to P5. And that is Thomas Varkish in the Red Bull. Wow, Epic OJ is not making this easy for the Red Bull driver. They are going at it here. Yeah, you too, Edward. Take it easy, mate. Edward looking for a way through. What about Reese? So Ivan in the Red Bull doing a cracking job. Maybe potentially drive of the season to go from 20th on the grid in Jeddah and to get to P3 for a podium. It is potentially drive of the season. Let's have a look at the speed traps. So it is Reese that is the fastest through the speed trap. Deadly and Cars in second and third. And look how close they are now to Casper. Casper's going to have to hold on. The driver in the lead. And we've not got many laps to go. That is Deadly. That is through on Epic OJ. And he does go a little bit deep there. But back on board with the leaders. This could be the move that everybody is waiting for. Restart in the Racing Bull with the DRS enabled. Look at the straight line speed of Ivan behind. He's going to be patient here. And then Power Twan in P8. Is he going to go for this move at the inside of turn 1? And Deadly, Thomas Varkish. Look how close Reese is to Casper. Oh, Hackmore's out. Hackmore is out. He's crashed it. But there cannot be a safety car. Hackmore has crashed it. He is out. Wow, another DNF here in Jeddah. It has been such an unforgiving race. And there goes Epic OJ up the inside of the Aston Martin. Gale sets the fastest lap. A little snap from the kick Sauber. And the Aston Martin driver going wheel to wheel through turn 14 and 15. And has to slot him behind him. That's a great move from Epic OJ. Now we move on board to the leaders. And it is Casper that's going to try and hold on lap 24, the penultimate lap. Going to move on to the final lap. But surely he's not going to be able to hold on with the DRS of Restart. And here comes Ivan, the Croatian. The Red Bull driver is going to look for a move on the inside. He does tag the Racing Bull. It was an optimistic move. He was given the space and then shut the door in front of his face. Casper is going to hold on to live another lap. So, is this going to be it? He's going to get one more chance at this. Casper is holding on for the race victory. Ivan does not want to lose it at this point. This is drive of the season stuff from Ivan. The Eastern European driver showing us how we do it. Here's Reese. The gap only 0.2 of a second. This is so close. You can see the intervals of the drivers. Here we go. Reese, he's got Ivan behind him. He's got Casper in front of him. Through turn 17. He's going to get DRS here as well. Will he go for the move? Or will he wait? That rear wing is now wide open. Casper doesn't know what to do. Are they both slowing down? Through turn 22. He doesn't get the entry that he would have hoped for. Ivan is closing. Here comes Reese on Casper. Did he take a little bit too much out of turn 22? Down in towards the final chicane at turn 27. This is it for the Racing Bull. He wants a better exit. Yellow flags are waving. It's a short sprint to the line. The DRS is going to come too late. And Casper is going to win here in Jeddah. Ivan takes P2. Reese in P3. Here comes Thomas Varkish. Out of turn 27. Epic OJ and Thomas Varkish. It's a sprint race as well down to the line. But Epic OJ just edges ahead. Wow, what a race. Ivan from 20th on the grid to P2. Jesus, what a race. So that is it. It's Jinkto who will finish P11 and get some decent points on the board, I must say. With rear wing damage. That is a testament to everything he stands for. To get to the line with rear wing damage and complete the race, that is how it should be done. Well done, Jinkto. So no, there won't be any interviews. Cars, I don't even know if he was P3, I'm going to be honest. I think Reese got 20 seconds of penalties that weren't supposed to be there. So I'll have to look into it. But potentially there's a podium. But yeah, he got one for illegal overtaking off the track, which I don't know if was legit. Jinkto. Honestly, I take my hat off to you. I genuinely do. What a race. Brilliant. You showed determination there. Yeah, I don't know what happened, Aspect. I don't know what happened there. I don't know what happened in the race. I really don't know. I don't know what happened. The battling was a little bit crazy. I mean, I expected some in Jeddah, especially in Tier 1, because everybody's just super competitive, but yeah, it was a little bit too much, I think, at times. Driver of the day. I mean, Ivan. It's probably driver of the season. From P20 to P2. Yeah, it could be driver of the season. Thanks, Jake. I'm absolutely shattered. Right, guys, I am going to shoot off. I am absolutely shattered, genuinely. But thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you for a great day of racing, genuinely. It's been great. Jeddah is always tough, I'm not going to lie, so I wouldn't take it, I'm not going to take it personally, and if you guys, I don't think you guys should take it personally as well. It's always tough around Jeddah. It's just one of them circuits, and it makes the league look really bad when you race around a circuit like Saudi Arabia. But yes, we're better than that, and we'll show it next week. But for now, we move on. Thank you all so much for watching and tuning in. I really appreciate it. Have a great week, everybody, and I will see you for Monza, which should be a lot better than Saudi Arabia. Just bear with me, sorry guys. Yeah, it should be a lot better than Saudi Arabia. Right, we'll chuck in a raid before we go. But yeah, thank you, everybody. Have a great weekend. I'll see you for Realistic on Wednesday. If not, I will see you for Monza next Sunday. Take care, everybody.